apologizing your 12 friends and step off the boat. Who am I preaching to? My next F is focus. In order to be disruptive and innovative, you have to focus. Your greatest enemy, hear me, I know this from experience, your greatest enemy is distraction. The closer you get to the next dimension, the harder it is to focus. Things will happen to the left of you and the right of you, the east and the west of you, to draw your attention away from your focus. Peter walked as well as he focused. If you lose your focus, you will sink in what God called you to walk in. So don't respond to the naysayers. Don't respond to the criticism. Don't respond to the crisis. Don't respond to the chaos. Keep your focus. Focus. Focus is what lets me preach without notes. They can shut down my equipment, but they can't shut down my focus. I made the notes didn't make me. And if the devil thinks for a minute that my mind isn't bigger than my paper, he got another thing coming. My paper was blank. It was my mind that wrote it. And if I focus, I don't need a note. I don't need a piece of paper. I don't need an image on a screen, because everything that was written, this head wrote it. And as long as I got this head, I can preach this gospel. Somebody shout focus. The text comes to teach us to focus. Don't let anybody break your focus.
At Vistaprint, we know the holidays are chaotic. That's why we make it easy to print that.
All of them people who's calling you, bringing you bad news, are trying to let anybody break your focus. All of them people who's calling you, bringing you bad news, are trying to make you fall. If you respond to the problem, you have lost your focus. The problem is not strong enough to stop you from the prophecy until you focus on it. I call it false victory. To win the battle and lose the war is not a victory. Why do I care what you think? What does that have to do with where I'm going? How many of my bills do you pay? How much breath did you put in my lungs? How did you make the blood run through my veins? Your opinion is overrated. Your opinion is none of my business. Think whatever you want to think. I'm going to keep moving. Now, listen closely, because the last 2 or 3 things I'm going to say are real important. Your focus is under attack. Your focus is under attack. You have to focus on your outcomes, not your issues, your outcomes. Keep your eye on the prize. Focus. 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 This is the word of the Lord to the people of God. And for some reason, God wanted the people in this room, the people who extended the effort to get in the car and drive and come out into the weather to be here. This word is for you. Somebody shout, focus. Now think in your mind of all the things that are trying to distract you. And delete, 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 block, 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 delete, block, delete, block, block, delete, block, delete, block, block. I gotta focus. Next point I want to tell you is that as long as Peter focused, he broke all the rules with focus. The people who are the most successful in life, in business, in church, in preaching, in ministry, in soul winning, I don't care what it is, in archaeology, in architectural designs, are people who focus. The people who write the best books are the people who focus. The people who are the best students are the people who focus. And your problem is you are so busy being in with the 12 and keeping up with the rumors and keeping up with the gossip. The Lord told me gossipers are not your audience. I did not call you to preach to the naysayers and the catfish down in the mud. I call you to preach the gospel. Focus. As long as Peter focused, he walked on the water. He only began to sink when he lost his focus. And the falling of Peter is the freezing of his mind. Because I want to ask you a question. What is Peter doing sinking in the water? No, it's not just that God told him to come. There's a bigger point. Peter could swim. Peter jumped off the boat and swam to Jesus. Up under pressure, you forget what you got. The only reason Peter is sinking is that he forgot he could swim. Never mind, God could save him. Peter could swim, and under pressure, you will forget who you are. You will forget what you got. You will forget what you know, and you will sink in something that you could swim in. He could swim to Jesus. You say, well, maybe the winds and the waves were so contrary he couldn't swim. No, the Bible doesn't say he tried to swim. The Bible said he began to sink. Swimmers don't begin to sink, they begin to swim. And the Lord told me to tell you that if you can't walk on it, swim through it. Hallelujah. If you can row, you can swim. Don't forget what God gave you in the middle of the lake. You can swim. No wonder Jesus said, "Oh, ye of little faith." You didn't even use up all you had.